star fell, it was almost like
seeing something out of a dream. Nothing more or less than a breathtaking view.
Getting into anime can be rather confusing. First of all, there are heaps of it, with more coming out each season, and there are 4 seasons in a single year. Whether you want to get into anime yourself, or you have a friend you'd like to convince to give anime a chance, we've compiled a list of 10 anime recommendations for newcomers. From action-packed battle shows, to philosophical thrillers and wholesome dramas, we've got you covered. Hopefully, you will find something to your liking. Number 10. Psychopaths.
They would normally be completely isolated as latent criminals, but we allowed them into the outside world for a single purpose: to flush out and hunt down criminals just like themselves.
This recommendation is ideal for fans of Philip K. Dick work and Blade Runner. In the dystopian 22nd century Japan, the government is using a system that actively measures the minds and mentalities of citizens and asses their psychopaths. When a citizen crime coefficient index exceeds the accepted threshold, they are pursued, apprehended, and, if need be, ended. The story follows a team of investigators and enforcers as they clash with a man whose psychopath surprisingly cannot be measured. The anime explores deep societal and psychological themes, like the price of living in a society free of stress and crime, the value and existence of free will, etc. With a thought-provoking narrative, fascinating characters and stunning animation, Psychopaths is a thrilling anime from start to finish. At number 9, Steins Gate. Following the self-proclaimed ad scientist Okabe Rintaro, and the members of his future gadget laboratory, Steins Gate is an emotional, time travel story with interesting characters and an engaging intertwining storyline. Without spoiling too much, Okabe and his lab members accidentally discover a way to send text messages, or so-called emails, into the past. As they go about conducting their experiments and changing the past, the organization known as SERN, who've been researching time travel, tracks them down and puts their lives in great jeopardy. Okabe must find a way to use time travel to avoid being captured by SERN, save the lives of his friends, and ultimately save the world. Steins Gate starts off a bit slow, but the payoff is well worth the wait. In number 8, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
This can't be happening. But I'm going to die. This is my last day.
The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is a delightful slice-of-life story with just a dash of sci-fi to spice it up. The premise of the film is simple. Makoto is an average high school girl who, having yet another mundane day, when she suddenly discovers she somehow developed the ability to leap through time. If this were a superhero story, Makoto would use her powers to save the world, but instead, she uses time leaps to sing karaoke longer and fix mistakes in class and her love life. Well, until reality kicks in with a surprising twist. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is a heartfelt story brimming with youthful energy and positivity, which makes it an excellent introduction to the medium. Number 7, Silent Voice. The 2016 anime movie A Silent Voice found success both in Japan and worldwide. The film follows Shoya, a young boy who, together with his group of friends, antagonizes a deaf student named Shoko. One day, the teasing goes too far and Shoko is forced to leave the school. Shoya ends up shouldering all the blame, and when he encounters Shoko again, he finally gets the opportunity to make up for his mistakes. A Silent Voice takes a hard-hitting look at this behavior without pulling any punches. It can be hard to watch and it will probably leave you in tears, but it's well worth it. The story and the characters are relatable and relevant no matter where you're from or whether or not you ever watched anime before. Number 6. Your
was
Name.
almost-
Makoto Shinkai is known for making breathtakingly gorgeous movies, and in 2016, he created his magnum opus well, at least for the time being. While Shinkai's previous works have been criticized for favoring aesthetic over narrative, Your Name was finally able to satisfy the critics and the audience on both perspectives. The stunning film tells the story of Taki and Mitsuha, a boy from Tokyo and a girl from the countryside who unexpectedly start swapping bodies Freaky Friday style. As this supernatural love story unfolds, we find out that there's much more to the story than meets the eye. Your Name is a gorgeous, heartfelt movie that abounds with charm and beauty. It speaks to the heart and can make anyone fall in love with anime.
I'll find you again, no matter what.
Who are you?
Who are you? Can I ask you your name?
Number 5. Dr. Stone. They describe Dr. Stone as such, several thousand years after a mysterious phenomenon that turns all of humanity to stone, the extraordinarily intelligent, science-driven boy, Senku Ishigami, awakens. Facing a world of stone and the total collapse of civilization, Senku makes up his mind to use science to rebuild the world. Starting with a super-strong childhood friend Taiji, who awakened at the same time, they will begin to rebuild civilization from nothing. Depicting 2 million years of scientific history from the Stone Age to present day, the unprecedented crafting adventure story is about to begin. Number 4. Bacano.
消えていくんですよ。
Bacano follows a series of seemingly unrelated characters and events that all come together by the end of this 13-episode masterpiece. The story is only told from various perspectives, but it is also told out of order, which makes piecing the story together incredibly gratifying and the viewing experience all the more fun. If you are a Christopher Nolan fan, Bacano non-linear storytelling should be right up your alley. Set in the 1930s, the story follows all kinds of characters, including alchemists, thieves, thugs, and the mafia. Filled with loads of humor and packed to the brim with action, Bacano will keep you entertained from start to finish. Oh, and we kid you not, the train that the characters travel in is called the Flying Pussyfoot. Have we piqued your curiosity? Number 3. Death Note.
The human whose name is written in this note shall die.
If you want a surefire way to introduce your non-enemy fan friend to anime, Death Note has got you covered. Standing as the most popular anime on MAL, Death Note is a mystery, supernatural thriller that guarantees to have anyone at the edge of their seat the whole 37 episodes. The two geniuses enter a cat-and-mouse game of major proportions and dire consequences. Death Note is a well-paced thriller with remarkable characters, thought-provoking themes, lots of unexpected twists, and fascinating battles of wit.
What they want is a god. So let's give it to them.
Number 2. My Hero Academia.
Truth.
If you keep on hurting him,
All men are not created equal.
I'll stop you myself!
You want to pretend to be a hero?
If there ever was the perfect anime for a comic book fan, My Hero Academia has to be it. The series revolves around Izuku Midoriya, a boy who lacks superpowers in a world where everyone else has an ability. One day, Deku encounters the world's greatest hero, and his idol, All Might, who shares with him his quirk. Deku then starts his training and enrolls in the prestigious UA High, where he meets tons of heroes in training, faces real villains, and learns what it means to be a hero. This wholesome story is filled with exciting fight scenes, heartfelt character moments, and tons of comedy. It has a lot to offer to seasoned anime fans, as well as newcomers.
By the way, I forgot to mention that this is the story of how I became the world's greatest hero.
Finally at number 1, Sword Art Online.
Attention players, I welcome you to my world.
The mass appeal of Sword Art Online is undeniable, even if there is a lot of debate about its qualities or lack thereof. But, we gonna put a pin in that particular can of worms and focus instead on what makes SAO a good show for those new to anime. The story is set in the world of an MMORPG, in which the characters have become trapped and their demise in the game will result in the same fate in the real world. The popularity of shows with a sense of lethality and the very concept of such games made Sword Art Online the anime to watch back in 2012. SAO has an interesting premise and does an excellent job at hooking the audience.